Welcome to our special feature titled, Stories from Locals Facing Climate Change Every Day. In this video, we will be handing the mic over to everyday people across the globe who are wrestling with the harsh realities of climate change. From the sinking islands of Kiribati to the wildfire survivors of Australia, we invite you to hear first-hand accounts of how our changing climate is impacting lives and livelihoods. These are not just stories, but wake-up calls, inspiring us all to act before it's too late. 1. The sinking islands of Kiribati. Nestled in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, the people of Kiribati battle a relentless adversary, rising sea levels. Life here has become a delicate balance between preserving heritage and confronting nature's unchecked power. Year after year, homes and coconut groves vanish beneath encroaching waves, leaving portions of the islands submerged. Families frequently seek sanctuary in New Zealand, where the promise of safety and sustenance beckons. Yet, numerous residents persist amidst these challenges, determined to cling to their traditions. Meanwhile, farmers labor tirelessly, their fields tainted by saltwater intrusions that sabotage crop yields. Amidst these tests, the need for imported food becomes critical for survival. 2. The Arctic hunters of Alaska. In the icy expanse of Alaska, the Inupiat people find themselves gazing at a changing world from a frigid window of time. For generations, the frozen ice was as dependable as the sun's journey across the sky, but today it presents an erratic and perilous frontier. These seasoned hunters depend on robust sea ice to reach seals and whales that form the cornerstone of their subsistence. However, weakening ice conditions now dangerously compromise their way of life and cultural heritage. Elders recount tales from years gone by, speaking of steadfast ice they once knew. Today, stories contrast the predictability of the past with the reality of today's thin ice and unpredictable patterns. It has become an icy tale of survival and adaptation in a rapidly warming climate. 3. Desertification in the Sahel region. In the heart of Africa, the countries of Mali, Niger, and Chad confront an advancing desert. The challenges of a transforming landscape lie heavy on the shoulders of farmers who see their soil turn barren and growing seasons dwindle. Seeking solutions, these resilient communities combine old wisdom with innovative techniques. Traditional water harvesting practices are joined with modern agroforestry, attempting to reclaim land with tropical maturity. However, for many, the encroaching sands move too quickly to counterbalance. The fight against desertification resembles a grueling marathon, one that requires collecting every precious drop of water while cultivating what's left of fertile land. Through sheer perseverance, they plant seeds of hope against the odds. 4. The vanishing forests of Indonesia. Deep within the lush ecosystems of Borneo, the Dayak people, guardians of the forest, face formidable threats. The lush tapestries of rainforests they call home are vanishing under the blades of loggers and palm oil plantations. These forests, once teeming with biodiversity, are now besieged by rods of industry, resulting in devastating impacts on the Dayak's ancestral lands. Floods, previously rare, now surge with increasing regularity, further besetting this community. Determined to resist, Dayak communities engage in reforestation projects, nurturing saplings to restore what's been lost. They threaten not only livelihoods but the spiritual connections to their land. Emboldened by resolve, the Dayak assert their ancestral rights, standing as staunch defenders of nature. 5. Bangladesh's climate refugees. The Sundarbans Delta of Bangladesh witnesses nature's ferocity unfettered as villages periodically disappear beneath unforgiving waters. Cyclones and rising tides exact an expensive toll, forcing thousands from their homes. Some settle into Dhaka's urban slums, seeking refuge among dwindling resources and overcrowded streets. Yet even here, hope perseveres, as grassroots movements work tirelessly to adapt coastal life to the shifting conditions. Mangrove plantations arise, resilient and ready, acting as guardians along embattled shores. Farmers explore saline-tolerant crops, practicing an age-old resilience to win a future reclaimed from water. Despite daunting adversity, these grassroots efforts shape a hopeful narrative amid the turmoil. 6. Wildfire survivors in Australia. In the sunburnt lands of New South Wales, Australia, communities dance with the flames of an ever-present menace, wildfires. These fires, once periodic visitors, now escalate fierce encounters with devastation. As smoke clears and ashes settle, locals draw upon reserves of resilience, reconstructing homes repeatedly consumed by flames. Amongst them, firefighters share tales, each conflagration fought more challenging than the last. Neighbors remain vigilant, adopting cutting-edge housing designs to withstand fiery assaults. Prescribed burns get underway, taming the risks inherent in dry landscapes. Reminding them of nature's searing unpredictability, they continue standing as one against the scalding embrace of the element they call fire. 7. The Himalayan glacial meltdown in Nepal. Nestled among the towering Himalayan ranges, villagers draw sustenance from glacial melts, a lifeline now retreating amidst climate pressures. Traditionally vibrant rivers trickle to a melancholy whisper as glaciers, once formidable, diminish. Yet innovation and collaboration turn adversity into inspiration. Ingeniously crafted ice stupas stand as artificial glaciers, created collaboratively by locals to store essential water in anticipation of dry seasons. These sculptures emerge as monuments of adaptation, saving communities from thirst while supporting agriculture in the absence of natural flows. Through resourceful ingenuity, locals weave resilience into their way of life, stitching hope into the fabric of their environment. 8. Fishermen in the Caribbean. Across sun-drenched islands of the Caribbean, like Jamaica, Grenada, and St. Vincent, fishermen find themselves cast adrift on temperamental seas. Overfishing intersects with phenomena like coral bleaching and warming waters, leaving stocks threadbare and hampered. Adventurous journeys in search of dwindling catches demand fishermen to sail farther, for meager returns. Communities combat hardship by tending coral gardens and encouraging sustainable practices, ensuring future fishing endeavors thrive. Though income remains uncertain in this ocean-based livelihood, optimism and effort tether communities to the promise afloat within collaborative restoration initiatives. Together, these islands' inhabitants chart bold courses toward environmental and economic security. 9. The farmers of California's Central Valley. The fertile plains of California's Central Valley now thirst for water, parched by persistent droughts that warp the landscape. Farmers face threats on multiple fronts: declining groundwater reserves and relentless heat-scorched produce. Some shift gears, adopting water-efficient technologies to stretch limited resources. For others, the escalating demands and fluctuating climate introduce uncertainty, leaving traditional farming pursuits untenable. Facing difficult decisions, they either embrace modernity's potential or cast their toil aside for life's next chapter. Against a backdrop of open furrows and tilled fields, California's farmers traverse pathways of perseverance teetering between past tradition and future promise. 10. Flood-ravaged communities in Germany. In Germany's Ahr Valley, memories of the 2021 floods weigh heavily on a community grappling with its aftermath. Each deluge redefines their lives, sweeping through towns, leaving despondency and destruction. Yet, even amidst devastation, residents respond with unyielding determination, rebuilding homes and networks amidst uncertainty. The clamor for improved flood defenses rings out, resonating through the valley, urging resilience against the backdrop of unpredictable rainfall. Their responses reveal not only a deep-set commitment to rebuild but advocacy for actionable change. Together, they endure, anticipating a reshaped reality while striving against nature's crescendo of water. Each community's story underscores a shared vulnerability to climate change's far-reaching impact, shaping struggles and triumphs against the backdrop of an evolving landscape, echoing a steadfast human spirit in the face of planetary adversity.